Now people are confronting me. God is putting me in environments with emotionally mature people and spiritually mature people who are calling me up.
Yes.
I felt like it was a call and I wanted to fight everybody.
Walk like a duck, talk like a duck, then you'll act like a duck, even
Yeah.
though you're an eagle.
You now make the decision on who you want to be. You still have breath in your lungs. It's another day, another chance to do better. So we really are coming with love.
If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There's no such thing as just staying still. You can know all you know, but you have to want to apply it.
The Holy Spirit straight up told me, like, it's not them, it's you.
That's denial. So
let's talk about it. Welcome back, everyone. This is Marvell here.
And I'm Tahani, and this is the
Lift Up Your Voice podcast.
Woo-hoo.
Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic. And we just want to say that this is not a call out. This is a call up. Okay?
We're calling you higher.
So we're coming with love.
Yeah.
Okay? we don't want to
big sisters.
Right. We're giving you guys good advice today. Okay? So we're going to talk about accountability. Okay? And why that's important.
But
All
first,
those things.
to talk about it, you got to know what it means. So we hear the word accountability thrown around all the time. Accountability. But what Google says this means, yeah, we quoted Google. Don't quote Google, but we'll quote Google.
So you're going to say Webster's Dictionary or something. But anyway, we get it.
All right. So accountability means being responsible for one's actions and decisions, including taking ownership for the outcomes, both positive and negative. That is accountability. So as we talk about this, I think that's a big thing is taking ownership. Once you're able to take ownership and responsibility, I literally read this in the book, So Care, so good. But it said growing up is not just getting older in age, and just the things of doing, like you being a father or having a kid. That's not growing up. Growing up is when you're able to take ownership for your actions and take responsibility for your actions. And when I read that, I was like, that is so good. That is so good because we think it's an age thing, but it's really not.
Just think, when I was younger, I used to think the adults had all the answers. I used to say, like, oh my God, I can't wait till I'm older. Like, just looking at, like, our older cousins or something, like, you just thought, like, they were the coolest thing or, like, they just were so smart. And then, like, now that we're older, is like, what? No, there's a lot to figure out. They're still figuring things out. And also something else that you said, it made me think of when Pastor Mike said something of, like, you could be 40 years old and in the spirit you are a newborn.
Yes.
I said, you know what, Lord?
Yes, because you kind of freeze at the point of like your how you say that, your emotional maturity level. So if you were like 10 years old and you got like a traumatic experience happen and you never healed from it, you're trapped in that 10-year-old state of mind. And now you're operating from that.
Yeah.
Like when we look at people, we're like, why are they like wilding out?
Yeah.
But it's like they're operating as a 10-year-old and they're just having how you say
Tantrum?
it? Yes,
Yeah.
a temper tantrum, and they don't know how to express anything different.
I'm not gonna lie, that was me.
Yeah,
like,
that was me too.
I'm not
That's
gonna
still
lie.
me. We still working
We're
on
still
things.
working on things because it's like, it's easy to take responsibility when things are going well.
Yes.
Like if someone's encouraging you or saying like, wow, you did this really great. It's like, yes, tell me more, right? Like, let me soak this in.
Yeah.
But when it comes to you're doing something
wrong,
what?
it's like, no.
And like for my situation, I developed such a bad attitude. I had a wall up, like nobody could tell me anything. So now I've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
And now people are confronting me. God is putting me in environments with emotionally mature people and spiritually mature people who are calling me up.
Yes.
I felt like it was a call out and I wanted to fight everybody. I'm not going to lie to you. Like when I tell you shocked, I was shocked. I wasn't ready. And that was a whole journey in itself. And so like, this is for that person. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you've overcome this, or you've done some work on this area, like drop a comment down below on like how did you get to that point, because
Yeah.
no one just wakes up one day and you're just mature and you just know all the answers, especially you know being raised, like everybody goes through something, you know. So but when you
But
become an
also,
adult, you gotta
yeah.
you now make the decision on who you want to be. You can't really make excuses anymore
Yeah.
about your past.
Yeah, and also too, like this is just to encourage you, soften this blow up just a little bit. We never arrive. We're always working, we're always growing, and the moment you stop learning something new or like developing is the moment where you're no longer here anymore.
Yeah.
But if you're on this earth, there's still more work to be done. So use that as a soften blow. Like we're in this together. Even if you've gotten to a certain point, there's more.
Yeah.
So this is for the person that just stopped there and said, "Okay, I'm good now." No, 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 no.
Right.
That's where you get tripped up and you'll fall backwards, because this is something Pastor Mike said. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There's no such thing as just staying still. So,
and at the same time, like you don't have to be perfect, but you
Yes.
should be growing. Like there should be a difference. You shouldn't look the
Yeah.
same from 5 years ago, right? So there
Yeah.
should be some progress, not perfection, but progress. And like we literally just had a conversation today of me just
Yeah.
asking you about something, like so you could hold me accountable and like so I can check myself, because I'm like I don't want to go backwards, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And like
yeah.
you do have the moments where it's like, dang, you know what? I shouldn't have said that, or you know what? I should have handled that situation differently. But don't let the enemy come in and like keep you down. Just know like we have grace, his mercy renews for you every day, and if you still have breath in your lungs, it's another day, another chance to do better. So we really are coming with love.
Love.
We understand.
So I'll just talk a little bit too about just kind of like where I came from as well, where it came to accountability. Like where it comes to like fight or flight, I'm always like the which one is it? The flight
Flight.
or freeze. Sometimes I freeze as well, but it's more so of like, okay, I just want to pretend like this doesn't exist. I just want to pretend like I don't see this. I just whatever. But you can't go through life that way. So like for me, I was just kind of like going through life, just trying to kind of figure out pieces, but I wasn't really addressing anything. I wasn't really looking anything face forward. I was just kind of just trying to like get through things. But I had someone, love her to death, Damali, shout out.
Oh, hey.
But she literally sat me down and she was like, "Girl, what are you doing with your life? Like, what are you trying to do? Who are you trying to be? Where are you trying to go?" And I literally had to sit there and be like, "You're right. Like, who am I trying to be? Like, what
Yeah.
am I trying to do? Because I'm not getting nowhere fast."
Yeah.
And she came with love, and like it really had me have a reality check. It was like one of those moments where you're like hit with like reality, and you're like, "Dang,
Yeah.
I gotta do better."
Yeah.
And that's what like kind of navigated me and gave me that check and had me be like, you know what? I actually want to do better.
Right.
Because you can talk to people all the time, but you have to want
To do better.
to do better. Like you can know all you know, but you have to want to apply it.
So can we talk about like the phase before you get to that point of like realizing that you want to do better? Because when you're in a denial, or I feel like we're calling it the denial stage for this episode,
Yeah, go ahead.
you actually think you're doing the right thing. Like you don't realize that you actually have a problem.
Yeah.
Right? But some signs that you might have a problem is maybe people are telling you the same thing over and over and over again. Or, you know, we Haitians, so like my mom would always be like, I'm not gonna tell you this again. This is not, I'm telling you, when you get older, you cannot be doing this. Like those things. And I just didn't want to hear it. Or if people tell you that you're super defensive, like that was something that I got all the time. Either I want to fight you, or I'm breaking down and crying. And it's like two extreme reactions.
Yeah.
And even, yeah, like those were things that I personally struggled with. And I was not open to feedback because I was always in denial or fight mode.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even receive anything. I couldn't get any counsel, and people didn't feel like they could talk to me or approach me.
Yeah, and I think
You know?
another sign of denial as well is if you keep waking up and you're just discontent with where you are in life. That's a sign that there's something that needs to change. And you just pretending like you're not feeling that is denial. Like,
And even like when it comes to like my spiritual life, like people would tell me things like you need to pray more, or you know, you need to be in church, you need to, stop hanging out with these people. Like and it was just like, don't tell me what to do. Like, don't acknowledge, things that I need to work on. Don't call out my sins, because we're going to fight, or I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to try to find something to tell you.
Don't be exposed and don't put my business out there.
Right. So that's another sign of denial stage. If you feel like you know you're doing something wrong, but you don't want anybody to like call it out.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to like find something to like throw in their face. Like that's a sign of like defensiveness.
Yeah. And another denial too, I will add, because I was doing this, is when there are certain, like when you have to think twice about posting something, when you have to think about, okay, I don't want this person to see it, but this person can see it. Maybe not this person. Okay, if this person sees, that's cool. Like that's denial. Like clearly you're not okay with yourself, that you have to hide from certain people, and
you just revealed somebody's secret right now.
Yeah, girl, because that was me. And it's like you're
muting
not
some people.
Yeah, you're blocking some people. Like, okay, I'll post a story, but you're hiding who can see it. Like, no, you're not walking in authenticity of who you really are. And if you feel like there are pieces you had to hide about yourself, then question, do you really want that to be a part of who you are? That's denial. So
let's talk about it. There's hope, okay?
There's hope.
And so, like you were saying, thankfully, like for us, honestly, you should pray.
Yeah.
About who's in your life.
Yes.
I know for me, I knew I wasn't all the way right. I knew I was in denial about some things, but I didn't want to confide in certain people because I didn't feel like they were coming to me with love. So even when that's what we called it, right? It's not a call out, it's a call up.
Yeah.
Calling out people, I don't think is a great method. Like, because you're basically making the person feel attacked.
Shame, condemnation.
And they're not going to be able to hear anything that you have to say, even if you're coming from the right place. So it's important that we are calling people up. We are reminding them of their identity. We are telling them about their future self. We are telling them like how we can see them, right? How does the Lord see them? And that's something that helped me a lot, to not be defensive, because I was in a safe place. That's number one. Like the Lord put new people in my life. He put me in a church that I felt safe. Like, and I was observing. I'm like, okay, you guys are not like attacking people. And then the Holy Spirit was also doing a work in me. So I know my mom was praying for me. I know there were people in my life praying for me. And the Holy Spirit straight up told me, like, it's not them, it's you.
Yeah.
And you see the fruits in their life, you need to take some notes, and you need to humble yourself, and you need to take this in, because you do not have all the answers. And once I actually started showing up, like, and receiving feedback or counsel from wise people, I kid you not, that's really like, I propelled into healing. And it's just, it doesn't feel good. It really doesn't. I've cried a lot.
It hurt.
I've cried a lot. I've had a lot of moments, but it's so worth it to put your pride down and say, like, I've messed up, or I don't know how to get out of these bad habits. Like I had a huge anger issue. Like, I was very defensive. Like, very quickly, I'm ready to fight with my words, with my hands. And I would be doing good, because I'm like, okay, I got counsel, I'm getting encouragement, I'm getting accountability, and then I mess up, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm a monster. And it's like, no, people had to like encourage me on that walk. Like, you're not a monster. Like, just try again. You're at least you're working on, at least now you're acknowledging it. You have self-awareness, and you're not just in denial of like, there's nothing wrong with me, and you're walking around with a bad attitude, you know? But it took time, and it didn't feel good, but it was so worth it, because now, like, I have people in my life where it's like, you've changed so, like, they see the fruits of the Spirit in me. And like I said, it's not perfect, but it's like, I'm aware of things that, like, I want to be like Christ. I want to look like Christ, you know?
Yeah. And I think like what you said is very important, like the fruit on a tree. Like, it's definitely important, like, who you have around you and who you have speaking into you. Like, you want to really look at people's lives, because this is something that they said, show me your friends, I'll show you who you are. It's literally like, show me who you're, like, what is it, 3 or 5? Your top closest
like
people.
5 friends. Like,
yes, the 5 people around you, and like really look at like what kind of life do they have? Like, do you want that life?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, then you need to figure out what kind of life you do want and find those people that have that fruit, because that's where you'll glean from. Like there's a scripture, Proverbs 27:17, that says iron sharpens iron. One person sharpens another, but there has to be iron sharpening iron. Like you can't try to sharpen with clay. Like it doesn't work. So if you're around clay, it's like
We need
what? Walk like a duck, talk like a duck, walk like a duck, talk like a duck, then you'll act like a duck, even though you're an eagle. So it's like it's really important. Like it's really important who's around you. And I think like that's like the biggest key. And once you're able to really kind of allow that to soak it into you, and take those steps, like I will say the encouraging thing is to always remember that one step, even one little tiny step, even like she said, acknowledging it is something to celebrate as you're walking this journey. Like it doesn't help to beat yourself up if you're like regressing back to old patterns or old habits. Because think about it, whatever age you are, if you're 15, 20, 30, whatever, it took 20 years of you doing the same exact thing. So it's not going to be broken in like 2 days.
Right.
Like,
but we need to have discernment because, like some people do give you advice, but it is coming from like
heart,
not a great
unhealed,
place, unhealed place. So definitely make sure you're praying about it to the Lord as well. But there's also this thing too. I had this stage in my denial stage where it's like, you know what? Forget everybody. Like it's just me and you, God. Like it's just me and you. You're gonna help me to get better. You're gonna teach me. I don't need anybody. And it's like I don't need the church. Like I don't need my family. I don't need nobody. I'm gonna figure this thing out with you, like just with you. And it's so important not to do this walk by yourself. There's actually some pride there if you feel like, oh, it's just me. Like no one can teach me. Oh, people in the church make mistakes all the time. Pastors make mistakes. You see what's going on on social media. Pastors are falling, and it's like, let's be careful and let's really not be like that. Because the Lord has not called us to be alone. At the end of the day, we say this all the time. Yes, not every Christian is perfect. Yes, there's issues in the church. Yeah, that's everywhere. Okay? So let's stop making that an excuse on why we don't have accountability or community.
Exactly. Especially because we see all the time that like it was done like even Jesus
had accountability.
Even Jesus, like he didn't just walk out here and be like, you know what, forget you disciples, y'all don't know how to stay up and pray, y'all don't know how to do no fasting, forget y'all, I'm gonna do this on my own. No, he went with all of the imperfections, with who is it? Peter denying him 3 times, with Judas stabbing him in the back, and he still walked with those people knowing what was going to happen, and he still did it in community. He still, sent them out and teach them and walked with them and did life with them and had laughs with them and stuff like that, because it's important. Like when you're alone and the only voice that you're hearing is you and God, don't be mistaken. There's a third voice coming in. There's a third voice coming in. The enemy is dropping little seeds. And if there's no one anywhere around to check that, you could like mistakenly think that it's God when it's not. You can think that it's, you when it's not. And it's like, the piece of that accountability is to help with that, to help you kind of see things that you may not see, things that are blindsided to you. So
Ecclesiastes 4:9-12. Read that, guys. But it basically proves why it's not good to be alone. Like if you fall in a pit, how you gonna come out? Okay. If he basically just says that 2 is better than 1, and just really even think about it in any situation. Like if you fall and no one is there, like how are you gonna save yourself? But if you fall and I'm there, I can lend you a hand. I could pick you back up. Okay? And I love the example that you gave of Jesus. Jesus had accountability. He wasn't just doing anything. Like he knew people were watching him. Right. So he was the perfect example for us. But we said accountability, right? That means you have to be responsible for yourself. So even though you have wise counsel, you are not depending on them for everything. You have to do the work. Jesus walked away many times to be alone with the Father, to pray by himself, because sometimes people get accountability twisted
Too much.
and they think that they don't have to do their part.
Yes, that, and also people replace the voice of God with the voice of other people. So be
Mm.
careful you don't do that either, because there should be nobody above God. God is top place, even with accountability. That's just for checks and balances. But yeah, definitely, I lost my train of thought. But
But I do also want to encourage you guys as well. Like when someone is giving you feedback and you know they're saying things with love, sometimes don't respond, or even if it's hard to take in, just tell them like, you know what, thank you for that feedback. Like I don't know how to feel right now. Let me just think about it and we will come back and talk about it. But
Yeah.
check your heart and just make sure that it's not you. Like, you know, like just make sure that you're not wrong and see,
Yeah.
is this feedback that can make me better?
Yeah.
Is this something that I really need to change?
Yeah.
Is this something that, you know, is the Lord using this person to speak with me? Because I've had that many times where I didn't tell anybody about a situation, and I'm trying to think like, is it me? Is it not? And the Lord sends someone to me to give me a word, you know?
Yeah.
So we just have to be humble.
Take all of the feedback, bring it to God. Don't just take it as it is, but really, like, just like she said, assess it and look it over. And we want to leave you with this Proverbs before we end.
Yes.
Proverbs 11:14. Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in the abundance of counsels there is safety. So
let's cover one another.
Yes.
Let's encourage one another.
Yes.
Let's iron each other, you know, and let's do this walk together the right way and literally lift up our voice and show the world like what this means to just be Christians that really love one another. Okay. So this is not a call out.
This is a call up.
Okay. So we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.